Unit 2, open the page number 108. So, in this unit, we are going to introduce a character here, Sir Ralph, who was a rover, as we discussed in the previous class. That Sir Ralph was a rover, and we know that wicked people get pleasure by causing pain to others, and the person was one of them. Kiye? Sir Ralph. ମାନେ ଦୁଷ୍ଟ ଲୋକମାନେ ଅନ୍ୟକୁ କ୍ଷତି ପହଞ୍ଚେଇକି ଖୁସି ପାଇଥାନ୍ତି. Similarly, the person was something like that. Kiଏ? Sir Ralph, who was the villain, who is the villain character here. And before going to introduce the person, we would like to discuss something about the weather. Okay? Weather ବିଷୟରେ ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ଜାଣିବା ଆମେ in the next unit, unit 2. The sun in heaven was shining, all things were joyful on that day. The seabirds screamed as they wheeled round, and there was a joy in their sound. We can write few sentence, few words here. ଆମେ କିଛି words ଯାକ difficult words ଯାକ ଲେଖିଦେବା ଏଠି. ଗୋଟେ ହେଲା joyance, JOYANCE. The meaning of joyance, ଖୁସି, ଆନନ୍ଦ. ବୁଝିହେଲା? ଜାଣିଛ ଏଇଟା? ହଁ, joyance, JOYANCE ହେଲା. ହଁ, ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ହେଲା scream. scream ରୁ screamed ହେଇଛି ହେଲା. The meaning of scream ହେଉଛି the sound of birds ହେଲା. They created noises. ବୁଝିହେଲା? ସେମାନେ ଶବ୍ଦ ସୃଷ୍ଟି କରୁଥିଲେ, ସେମାନେ ତାଙ୍କର ରଡ଼ୁଥିଲେ, ଯେଉଁଟା କହିପାରିବା ଆମେ. ଆଉ wheeled round ବୋଲି କହିଲେ they were moving round and round. କିଏ? those birds. ହଁ, so we are going to discuss what was the activities or what were those activities done by the person Sir Ralph in this unit. ସେ କ'ଣ ତାଙ୍କର କାର୍ଯ୍ୟକ୍ରମ କରିଥିଲେ ସେ ବିଷୟରେ ଆମେ ଜାଣିବାକୁ ପାଇବା. As we knew that he was a wicked person. ବୁଝିଗଲା? And wicked person get pleasure by causing pain to others. ସେମାନେ କ୍ଷତି, ଅନ୍ୟକୁ କ୍ଷତି ପହଞ୍ଚେଇ ଖୁସି ପାଇଥାନ୍ତି. And similarly the person was something like that. But before that we are going to discuss the first stanza of second unit. The sun in heaven was shining, GAY, another word fresh, যার অর্থ GAY, গে মানে ফ্রেশ ହେଲା. ସତେଜ, ସତେଜ, ଫ୍ରେଶ ମାନେ ସତେଜ ନୁହଁ କି? ହଁ, that means the sun was shining in the sky and it was quite brighter ହେଲା. It was looking quite brighter. All things were joyful on that day. That means there was peace, there was silence, and there was joyful surrounding ହେଲା. ସବୁଆଡ଼େ ଆନନ୍ଦର ବାତାବରଣ ଥିଲା. And the sound of birds was also indicating the weather. It suited to the people and another journey was going to be started. ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ପ୍ରକାର journey start ହେବା ପାଇଁ ଯାଉଥିଲା and something was going to happen, and that is why before going to happen something, it was mentioned about the weather. And at first we came to know that from the sun which was shining in the sky and it was looking quite fresh, all things were joyful on that day. That means on that particular day where or when something was happening, everybody was happy. There was happiness in that surrounding and it was coming from the sound of birds and they were moving round and round, and that was indicating the joints in their sound. ए जिनसटा तांको मध्यरे खुशी देखा दूतला बोली को जଣା पडुतला और समस्त खुशी रे थिले. आउ द सराउंडिंग वाज क्वाइट फ्रेश हला. से दिन सब जिनस सतेज थिला, सब शांत थिला, सब नीरव थिला. बुझिला कि नै? And the weather was looking quite fresh. We came to know that the sun in heaven was shining, that means the sun was shining in the sky and it was quite brighter. अत्यधिक माने आलो प्रदान कला भली गोटे चकचक दिसुथला कि सूर्य. All things were joyful on that day. That means everybody was happy, everyone was happy, and everybody was going to see something some happiness in the next on that particular day. समस्त देखिबा चाहूतले किछि खुशीर वातावरण. And it is discussed by the writer about the sea birds. ସମୁଦ୍ରରେ ଉଡ଼ି ବୁଲୁଥିବା ପକ୍ଷୀମାନଙ୍କର ବିଷୟରେ କୁହାଯାଇଛି ହେଲା. They are moving round and round, and from their noise or from their sound the writer came to know that there was joyance in their sound. ତାଙ୍କର ସାଉଣ୍ଡରେ ଖୁସି ଜଣା ପଡ଼ୁଥିଲା, ଶାନ୍ତ ଜଣା ପଡ଼ୁଥିଲା, ନୀରବ ଜଣା ପଡ଼ୁଥିଲା, and everybody was looking quite fresh, starting from the sun, ending from the weather ହେଲା, or ending from the birds we can say. ବୁଝିଗଲା? So in the previous class I told you what is the meaning of boy, BUOY. କ'ଣ କହିଥିଲି?
Sir, boy ମାନେ ବୋଲେ ଯାଇକି a floating
object
a
which
floating
was a
object ହଁ
survivor, which
a
was a
floating
survivor
object
in the sea, ସମୁଦ୍ରରେ
ହଁ ଯେ
ଗୋଟେ
ବଞ୍ଚାଳି
ଭାସୁଥିବା ଗୋଟେ ପଦାର୍ଥ ବା ଗୋଟେ ବସ୍ତୁ ଯୋଉଟା କି ଜୀବନ ରକ୍ଷକ ଭାବରେ କାମ କରୁଥିଲା, ବୁଝିହେଲା। ସୋ the boy of the inchcape bell was seen a darker speck on the ocean green. That means Sir Ralph and his companions and his assistants have started their journey now. ସେମାନେ ତାଙ୍କର ଜର୍ଣ୍ଣି ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟ କରୁଛନ୍ତି, ବୁଝିହେଲା। Sir Ralph the rover walked his deck and he fixed his eye on the darker speck. A group of people led by the person Sir Ralph have started their journey and something they had seen, and ସେମାନେ କ'ଣ ଦେଖିଲେ? The boy of the inchcape bell was seen. The boy means the floating object which was seen or which was found there on the top of the inchcape rock, ହେଲା। inchcape rock ପାଖରେ ଗୋଟେ ଜିନିଷ ତାଙ୍କୁ ଦେଖାଗଲା। ଏ ଡାର୍କର ସ୍ପେକ୍, SPECK,
ମାନେ
ହଁ ଲେଖ SPECK, ସ୍ପେକ୍ ବୋଲି କହିଲେ ଗୋଟେ ଛୋଟିଆ ଜିନିଷ ବା କ୍ଷୁଦ୍ର କଣିକା ବୋଲିକରି ଆମେ କହିପାରିବା, କ୍ଷୁଦ୍ର ଜିନିଷ। ଇଟ୍ ୱାଜ୍ କ୍ୱାଇଟ୍ ଇନଭିଜିବୁଲ୍ from a long distance. It was not visible to the mariners, but Sir Ralph was quite different person and he was concentrating on that particular darker speck which was seen on the top of the inchcape rock and which was not visible to a simple person or a normal person. It was not visible for others, ବୁଝିହେଲା।
ହଁ ସାର୍
But the person Sir Ralph the rover walked his deck. That means Sir Ralph at first he found or he saw that inchcape, he saw that boy on the top of the inchcape bell and he started concentrating on that particular boy and he walked to his deck. ସେ କୋଉଠି ଗଲେ? ତାଙ୍କର ଡେକ୍ ପାଖକୁ ଗଲେ। ଡେକ୍ ମାନେ ବୁଝିପାରୁଛ, ତାଙ୍କର ଯେଉଁ ଜାହାଜର ତାଙ୍କର ରୁମ୍କୁ ଗଲେ, ବୁଝିହେଲା। ଡେକ୍ ବୁଝିହେଲା,
ହଁ
DECK,
ସାର୍
ଯେଉଁ ଚଟାଣ ଜାହାଜର ଯେଉଁ ଫ୍ଲୋରଟା କୁହାଯାଇଥାଏ, ବୁଝିହେଲା। ସୋ
ଡି
ହଁ,
ହଁ ସାର୍
deck, ହେଲା, and he fixed his eye on that or on the darker speck. And I told you that he was a wicked person. He is the villain character in the topic and he was going to do something bad for the people. And what was that bad he was going to or he was about to do? କ'ଣ କରିବା ପାଇଁ ଯାଉଥିଲେ ବା କ'ଣ କରିବା ଉପରେ ଥିଲେ ସେ? ଦେଖ, before that I told you that there was a person called Abbot of Aberbrothok who had fixed that bell on the top of the inchcape rock, but another person was going to break it down. And who was that person? Sir Ralph, ବୁଝିହେଲା।
ସାର୍ ହଁ ସାର୍
About of ever Brodek to save the life of human or to save the life of people or the mariners or the travelers on the sea, he fixed an inchcape bell on the top of the inchcape rock, ବୁଝିହେଲା। And during
ହଁ
the
ସାର୍
time of storm and during the time of low tide and high tide, it was creating noise and it was working as an alarm for the people, by which they came to note that the exact location of the inchcape rock ସମସ୍ତେ ଜାଣିପାରୁଥିଲେ। But Sir Ralph was quite different person and he was getting pleasure by causing pain to the others and he was going to causing or he was going to cause pain to the others. ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ସେ ଯାଉଥିଲେ କିଛି କ୍ଷତି ପହଞ୍ଚାଇବା ପାଇଁ। ଦେଖ, it was starting from the second stanza. At first he saw a darker speck from the deck, ହେଲା। ସେ ଡେକ୍ ପାଖରୁ ସେ ଜିନିଷକୁ ଦେଖିପାରୁଥିଲେ which was not visible, but he started fixing his eye on that particular object. ସେ ବସ୍ତୁ ଉପରେ ତାଙ୍କର ଆଖି ନିରୀକ୍ଷଣ କରିବାକୁ ଲାଗିଲେ। It was ended. The second stanza was completely ended here. We are moving to the third stanza. He felt the cheering power of spring, ବୁଝିହେଲା।
ହଁ ସାର୍
It made him whistle. You can write the meaning of whistle, WHISTLE, whistle।
ଖୁସି ବୋଲେ
ହାଁ,
ନାଇଁ ସାର୍
କ'ଣ କହିଲ?
ମାନେ ସାର୍ ଖୁସିଲ ବୋଲେ ଯେଟା ଖୁସିଲ ବୁଝେଇବା ତ
ନାଇଁ ନାଇଁ, ଆକୁ କୁହାଯାଏ ଗୋଟେ ବ୍ୟାଡ୍ ଏକ୍ସାଇଟମେଣ୍ଟ ପାଇଁ କୁହାଯାଏ, ହେଲା।
ସାର୍ କ'ଣ
ହଁ,
ଲେଖିବେ
ବ୍ୟାଡ୍ ଏକ୍ସାଇଟମେଣ୍ଟ।
ହଁ ସାର୍
ହଁ, ବ୍ୟାଡ୍ ଏକ୍ସାଇଟମେଣ୍ଟ ମାନେ ବୁଝିପାରୁଛ କ'ଣ? ଗୋଟେ
ହଁ
ୱାଇଲ୍ଡ
ସାର୍
ଏକ୍ସାଇଟମେଣ୍ଟ କୁହାଯାଏ। ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ମିନ୍ସ ସମଥିଙ୍ଗ ବ୍ୟାଡ୍ ୟୁ ଆର୍ ଗୋଇଂ ଟୁ ଡୁ, କିଛି ଖରାପ, ୟୁ ଆର୍ ଗୋଇଂ ଟୁ ଡୁ ଅ ମିଷ୍ଟେକ୍ ଅର୍ ୟୁ ଆର୍ ଗୋଇଂ ଟୁ କମିଟ୍ ଅ ମିଷ୍ଟେକ୍ ନୋଇଂଲି, ବୁଝିହେଲା। ଜାଣିକିରି ଗୋଟେ ଭୁଲ କରିବା ପାଇଁ ଚାହୁଁଛ, ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ଇଣ୍ଡିକେଟ୍ସ ଅର୍ ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ shows or it
ଖୁସି
made him whistle, ବୁଝିହେଲା। He
ହଁ
felt
ସାର୍
the cheering power of spring after seeing that boy on the top of the inchcape rock. It he felt so much excited and he felt cheering power of spring, जो कथा कुहाଯାଉଛି spring is a
ହଁ ସାର୍
season as we know,
ହଁ ସାର୍
ନାଇଁ କି? କିନ୍ତୁ it is kind of excitement ହଠାତ୍ ଉଠିକି ଲମ୍ଫ ଦେବା ବୋଲିକି ଆମେ ଯୋଉଟା କହିପାରୁଛୁ that is spring here ବୁଝିହେଲା
ହୁଁ
ହଁ he
ଆଜ୍ଞା
felt the cheering power of spring after seeing that boy on the top of the inchcape rock ବୁଝିହେଲା he
ଆଜ୍ଞା
felt so excited ବୁଝିହେଲା ସେ ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ବହୁତ ଉତ୍ସାହିତ ହେଇଗଲେ which made him whistle that means it indicated that he was or it was like a bad excitement why it means that he was about to commit a mistake by knowingly it made him sing and after that he sang a song बुझिया लगे ने and
ଆଜ୍ଞା
his heart was mirthful to excess you can write another word here mirthful ବୁଝିହେଲା ଖୁସି
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଗୋଟେ ପ୍ରକାର ଖୁସି
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ବୁଝିହେଲା it made him
ଆଜ୍ଞା
sing his heart was mirthful to excess that means his heart was saying at that particular time that you are going to do something and you can do it and that was the excitement it came from the bottom of his heart and he was going to commit a mistake ବୁଝିହେଲା ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ସେ ଗୋଟେ ଭୁଲ କରିବା ପାଇଁ ଯାଉଛନ୍ତି and that
ଆଜ୍ଞା
but the rover's mirth was wickedness mirth ମାନେ କ'ଣ କହିଲି ବୁଝିହେଲା ଖୁସି ଉତ୍ସାହିତ ଯୋଉଟା
ଖୁସି
ହଁ
ଆଜ୍ଞା
but the rover's mirth was wickedness ତାଙ୍କର ସେଇ ଖୁସି କୋଉଥିପାଇଁ ଥିଲା for something bad କିଛି ଖରାପ ପାଇଁ ତାଙ୍କର excitement ଥିଲା ବୁଝିହେଲା
ଆଜ୍ଞା
now we are moving to the fourth stanza of unit 2 his eye was on the inchcape float his eye was kept
ହୁଁ
on the inscape float
Inchcape plot
which was floating on the surface of the water which was not visible so here it is mentioned quoth quoth an old form of say କହିବାର old form ହଉଛି quoth which is used in the poetry
ଆଜ୍ଞା
quoth ମାନେ said ବାସ୍ କହିଲା the past tense of say ବୁଝିହେଲା
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଲେଖି ସାରିଲ
ଆଜ୍ଞା
next quoth my men put out the boat and row me to the inchcape rock and I will plague the abode of Aberbrodek so he came to listen or he heard the wonderful work which was done by the abode of Aberbrodek ସେ ଜାଣିବାକୁ ପାଇଲେ at that particular time from his assistants from his companions that floating object was fixed by the person the abode of Aberbrodek ବୁଝିହେଲା
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ସେ ଜାଣିବାକୁ ସେତେବେଳେ ହିଁ ପାଇଲେ ଯେ କ'ଣ ବୋଲିକରି ଯେ ଫ୍ଲୋଟିଂ ଅବଜେକ୍ଟଟା ଏଇଟା କାହା ଦ୍ୱାରା ବନ୍ଧା ଯାଇଛି ଦ ପର୍ସନ୍ ଦ ଏବାଉଟ୍ ଅଫ୍ ଓଭର ବ୍ରୋଦେକ୍ ଆଣ୍ଡ ଦେନ୍ ହି ୱାଣ୍ଟେଡ୍ ଟୁ କଜ୍ ପେନ୍ ଟୁ ଦ ପିପୁଲ୍ ଲୋକଙ୍କର କ୍ଷତି କରିବା ପାଇଁ ସେ ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ଚାହିଁଲେ quoth he said he କିଏ ଦ ପର୍ସନ୍ ସାର୍ ରାଲ୍ଫ ମାଇ ମେନ୍ ହଁ put out the boat he said to his people those who were there on the ship ଯେଉଁମାନେ ଜାହାଜରେ ଥିଲେ ସେମାନଙ୍କୁ କ'ଣ କହିଲେ please give me the boat put out the boat ମାନେ get me out give me a boat ଗୋଟେ ବୋଟ୍ ମୋତେ ଦିଅ and row me to the inchcape rock row ମାନେ ମୋତେ ଆହୁଲା ମାରିକିରି ସେ ଜାଗାକୁ ଯିବାକୁ ଦିଅ ROW row ମାନେ ପାଣିରେ ଯାତ୍ରା କରିବା and row me to the inchcape rock he requested to his companion those who were in the ship or on the ship he told to give him a boat by which he would row to the inchcape rock ମୋତେ ଗୋଟେ ବୋଟ୍ ଦିଅ ଯାହା ଦ୍ୱାରା ମୁଁ ଟ୍ରାଭେଲ୍ କରିବି କେଉଁ ପାଖକୁ
Inchcape rock
inchcape rock to see that floating object which was working or which was functioning as a buoy in the sea ବୁଝିହେଲା ସମୁଦ୍ରରେ ଜୀବନ ରକ୍ଷକ ଭାବରେ ଯେଉଁ କାମ କରୁଥିଲା ସେ ଜିନିଷ it was not visible from a long distance and that is why he was trying to get closer to that particular place and then he said to his people and I will plague the abode of Aberbrodek and I have never said you about the person Sir Ralph and the abode of Aberbrodek much more ବୁଝିହେଲା so let me say few sentence on those particular persons ତାଙ୍କ ଦୁଇ ଜଣ ଭିତରେ ମୁଁ ଗୋଟେ କଥା କହିଦେଉଛି after doing a wonderful work abode of Aberbrodek was blessed by many people those who were coming on the sea or those who were coming as a traveler or mariners ବୁଝିହେଲା ଯେଉଁମାନେ ବି ଆସୁଥିଲେ ସମୁଦ୍ରରେ ଯାତ୍ରା କରି ଆସୁଥିଲେ ସେମାନେ ସମସ୍ତେ କାହାକୁ ଆଶୀର୍ବାଦ କରୁଥିଲେ ଆଉ ମଙ୍ଗଳ କାମନା କରୁଥିଲେ କାହାର ଏବୋର୍ଡ ଅଫ୍ ଏବରବ୍ରୋଦଙ୍କର କାହିଁକି ହଁ କାହିଁକି he did a wonderful job and what was that wonderful job or good job done by him that he had fixed an inchcape bell on the top of the inchcape rock and it was saving the life of millions ଲୋକମାନଙ୍କର ଜୀବନ ବଞ୍ଚାଇ ଦେଉଥିଲା ବୁଝିହେଲା କି ନାଇଁ and the person for that reason the person named Sir Ralph who was getting jealous upon him, ତାଙ୍କ ଉପରେ ସେ jealous ହେଇଯାଉଥିଲା and his activities, ବୁଝିଗଲା କିଏ
ହଁ
ସାର୍
ସାର୍
ରାଲ୍ଫ ଜେଲସ୍ ହେଇଯାଉଥିଲେ
ସାର୍
and he decided to plague the abode of Everbro। ଦେଖ ମୁଁ ଯାଉଛି ସେ ପାଖକୁ ଯାଇକି କ'ଣ କରିବି, I will destroy the object completely, I will break down that
ସାର୍ ପ୍ଲେଗ୍ ଅର୍ଥ
object।
କଜ୍ ପେନ୍
କଜ୍ ପେନ୍ ଲେଖିପାରିବ, ପ୍ଲେଗ୍ର ଅର୍ଥ ଲେଖା ହେଇପାରିବ ଧ୍ୱଂସ କରିଦେବି ବା ଭାଙ୍ଗିଦେବା, ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ଇଜ୍ ପ୍ଲେଗ୍, ନଷ୍ଟ କରିଦେବା ହେଲା। You can write it down if you want to understand it properly, then ଭଲ ଭାବରେ ଲେଖ, ମୁଁ ଯେଉଁଟା କହୁଛି ବୁଝିହେଲା। and I will plague the abode of Everbro ଦେଖ ବୁଝିହେଲା।
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ହଁ now the boat is lowered by the boat is lowered, that means he was kiye Sir Ralph was given a boat by his men, those who were on the ship, the boatmen row and the person kiye Sir Ralph started his journey
ରାଇଟ୍
to reach at that particular place which is known as the Inscape mountain or Inscape rock ବୁଝିହେଲା।
ହଁ ସାର୍
and to the Inscape rock they go, ସେମାନେ କୋଉ ପାଖକୁ ଗଲେ, they went to the Inscape rock। Sir Ralph bent over from the boat, he slightly bent over from the boat and he went to the Inscape rock ବୁଝିହେଲା। he
ହଁ
went
ସାର୍
to near the Inscape rock ବୁଝିହେଲା। and why he had gone over there, ସେ ଜାଗାକୁ ସେ କ'ଣ ପାଇଁ ଯାଇଥିଲେ, to break that Inscape bell from the Inscape rock which was floating on the surface of water and it was saving the life of millions କହିଲେ life of human, those who were coming on the sea for different walks and ହେଲା or for different jobs। and ତାପରେ କ'ଣ ହେଇଛି, and he caught the bell from the Inscape float। finally that mistake was committed by the person Sir Ralph and he didn't know much about it that he was going to face difficulties later on ବୁଝିଗଲା କି ନାଇଁ, ସେ ଜାଣିନଥିଲେ କିନ୍ତୁ ଭୁଲ କରିସାରିଲା ପରେ ତାଙ୍କୁ କ'ଣ, he didn't know much about the consequence of his activity, ତାଙ୍କର କାର୍ଯ୍ୟର ଫଳ ସେ କ'ଣ ଭୋଗିବେ ସେ ଜାଣିନଥିଲେ and without expecting anything he just had caught the bell from the Inscape rock। ତାପରେ ସେ କ'ଣ କରିଦେଲେ, ଇନ୍ସକେପ୍ ଫ୍ଲୋଟ୍ରେ ଭାସୁଥିବା ସେ ପଦାର୍ଥଟା ବସ୍ତୁଟାକୁ ସେ କ'ଣ କରିଦେଲେ, କାଟିଦେଲେ ବା ଭାଙ୍ଗିଦେଲେ ବୁଝିହେଲା। ଡାଉନ୍ ସଙ୍କ୍ ଦ ବେଲ୍ ୱିଥ୍ ଗର୍ଜଲିଂ ସାଉଣ୍ଡ and it sunk into the water, the bell was sunk। ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ କ'ଣ ହେଇଯାଇଥିଲା, ବେଲ୍ଟି ବୁଡ଼ି ଯାଇଥିଲା and it was creating a noise which is written here with a gurgling sound, କୁଳୁ କୁଳୁ ଶବ୍ଦ କରିବାକୁ ଲାଗିଲା। the bubbles rose and burst around ବୁଝିଲା କି ନା। ଏଠି it is mentioned in the last stanza second line, the bubbles ପାଣି ଫୋଟକା ସବୁ ହେବାକୁ ଲାଗିଲା and it burst around on the surface of the water। and quoth ମାନେ କ'ଣ କହିଥିଲି, what I have said you about quoth ମାନେ କ'ଣ କହିଲି, it is an old form of say and it is the past tense of say। ହଁ କହିଲେ Sir Ralph said the next who comes to the rock won't bless the abode of Everbro ଦେଖ। finally he has done his work, he has committed a mistake by knowingly and now he has said something, he had said himself that the next who comes to the rock or those who will come or those who comes on the sea will never bless the abode of Everbro ଦେଖ, because that has been broken from there ବୁଝିଲା କି ନାଇଁ। ସେ ଜିନିଷଟି ସେଇଟା ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ଭଙ୍ଗା ହେଇଯାଇଛି ଆଉ ଯିଏ ବି ଆସିବ ତାକୁ ସେ କ'ଣ କରିବ, ଆଉ abode of Everbro ଦେଖକୁ ଆଉ ଆଶୀର୍ବାଦ କରିବ ନାହିଁ, ତାଙ୍କର ମଙ୍ଗଳ କିଏ କାମନା କରିବେ ନାହିଁ। that means that Inscape bell has completely broken ବୁଝିହେଲା and it was done by the bad man or the villain, as we know the name of the person, the person Sir Ralph who was the rover। in the next unit we are going to discuss in the next class that how the person was spending his life there in the sea ବୁଝିହେଲା। ସମୁଦ୍ରରେ ସେ ତାର କିପରି ଜୀବନ ବିତାଉଥିଲା ସେଟା ଆମେ ନେକ୍ସଟ କ୍ଲାସରେ ପଢ଼ିବା। ଆଜି ଏତିକି ଥାଉ। ଓକେ।